Hello and welcome to episode 3. In this episode, I am chasing the araxxor Slayer task, and the first task is steal dragons. In general, I've been doing all my dragon slayer tasks as they're usually like a pretty small number of dragons and go kind of quick, so I've just been doing them. It definitely helps when you have the lance. And that is task number 1 complete. Let's see what we get next. So I can do baby black dragons here and it's pretty quick, so I'll just do it to save the points. That's task 2 complete, and for task number 3 we get smoke devils, which is not bad because I'm still chasing the imbued heart, so we'll do this one. But unfortunately I didn't get any superiors this task, so maybe next time. Task 4 was adamant dragons, and I was not expecting this. These higher level dragons hit really hard, so be prepared when you come here. And don't ignore the mechanics like I did. So we finish up task 4 with adamant dragons. Time to see what task number 5 is. I'm gonna skip bloodvelds, they take a little too long. Gargoyles are kind of a long task, but the money is good, so I'm gonna do this one. But first, let's knock out this hard clue. And we're at gargoyles now. I'll pretty much always do gargoyles because the money's good, they drop clues, you get a chance for the imbued heart, and yeah, that's it. That's task 5 complete. Let's go ahead and do the clue scroll and get the next task. For task number 6, we get smoke devils again. Normally I would do this task, but I had just done one, so I felt like skipping just to try to get the araxxor task. And instead I get a Vedion Slayer task, and I've never done this boss before, so I decided to do this one. This boss is pretty easy, you just have to dodge the lightning attacks and obviously avoid PKers as well, so other than that it's pretty easy. And actually I ran into a PKer here on my first trip and I was out of supplies, and yeah, just watch what happened. So one thing I didn't realize is these escape caves have multiple exits and one of them goes to multi. And he does manage to catch a freeze on me here, but it doesn't seem like he's using any other attack style, so I just keep praying mage and sipping on my last brew. So as his freeze starts to run out, I'm panicking because I'm running out of food, and if he follows me I'm pretty sure I'm dead. But luckily once I get to the rope, he doesn't follow me. I think he's a solo PKer and he's afraid that there might be a team waiting in multi for him, so he just decides to leave me after that, and I do get away and manage to survive. So I resupply and go back and finish this Slayer task, and unfortunately I didn't get any good drops, but I got the experience and it was not too bad overall. And for task number 7, so I have to skip aberrant specters, and I also have to skip elves, and then I get red dragons, and I decide to do those in the Myths Guild just for the bones, and it's pretty fast. Task 7 is complete, and for task number 8 I get Barrow's Brothers, and I decide to do this task just for a chance to get maybe the missing Aram's piece I'm still needing, and so yeah. But instead I probably get the worst Barrow's chest known to man. Task 8 gets me skeletal wyverns. I decide to do these just to save some points. And task number 9 is blue dragons. Again, I decide to do these in the Myths Guild for the prayer XP, and they're pretty quick. Oh, and the scaly dragon hide is also nice to get just for Herbler XP. So I finished that task, and I've got another hard clue I'm going to finish up before I get my next one. So I have to skip an elf task, but then I get Dark Beast, which is definitely a do because it's a short task. Which brings task number 11 to Iron Dragons. But first I gotta get my reputation up in Miscellanea just to keep the herbs coming in at a high rate. And speaking of herb lore, this little genie pops up and gives me some free XP. So I finished the Iron Dragon task, and I decided I need to go ahead and get my smithing up 1 level so I can make my Blade of Salador. So I go to Giant's Foundry and do that for, I think I had to do about 10 games to get a smithing level here. So after I get my smithing level, I head over to Prif to go ahead and make my blade and corrupt it. Oh, and I only got 81 smithing, so that way I could use the ale you buy in Falador just to boost 1 level and make it an easy boost. And so the next task I get is Kurasks, and I do like to do these. I have the leaf-bladed battle axe. They drop hard clues, they drop coconuts, gold, and you get the imbued slayer or the imbued heart chance as well. So I do like to do these. They're pretty chill, pretty AFK, so I do this task. I do get a superior monster here, but unfortunately no heart. And that wraps up the Kurask Slayer task. So I have to skip 4 or 5 tasks in a row, and then I eventually get black dragons. But first I knock out the hard clue. And the clue stack is starting to get bigger and bigger. So I wrap up the black dragon task, and then we get iron dragons. And I do this task just because it's kind of fast. I'm beginning to think I should skip these though. So I skip another 4 tasks, then knock out the black dragon task again. Then I get a smoke devil task, and this time I decide to do it and I just do the boss. I'm still missing the pet, the jar, and the smoke battle staff, so I'm hoping to get one of those. I did get an occult necklace, but I already had one of those, but I guess I have a second now. And I actually forgot that this boss drops the ancient staff, so I was kind of surprised to see it. And at 973 KC, I get this. That's a nice little collection log. We take those. So before I get a new Slayer task, I decided to do the hard and elite clue I got. I'm really looking forward to having a video where I open all of these. I decided to do 3 KC of the Abyssal Sire just to make it a quick task and I don't have to waste points on a skip. The only thing I'm missing from this boss is the pet, and unfortunately I do not get it on this task. So the next 2 tasks are Steel Dragons and Dark Beasts. Nothing too eventful happened. And then another Kurask task pops up. I do that task. And I get another Superior but no heart. And then I finally got a Greater Demon Slayer task, and I told myself I would do Wild Gothic Sleeps once I got this task. And this boss was actually really annoying. It took me a few tries, mostly because I was out of bank space and I wasn't sure if I could drop these quest items, so I didn't have a full inventory of food. But eventually I did bring him down, and then we got to the last quest boss. I would say this one was a little bit easier, but he was still not really a pushover. You had to make sure you prayed correctly here or you could get messed up. So I did get him down, and then I fought the tormented demons for the last part of the quest, and they weren't too bad. And then I finished the quest, and I actually got a thieving level out of the quest, so that was well worth it. And then I could also do my Slayer task. Now, I had never done Tormented Demons before, and they're not really that hard, but they're kind of a slow task. But you do get like 1k Slayer XP per kill, so this task was going to get me about 200k Slayer XP, which is nice. And of course, there is the Burning Claws and Synapses, which are useful on certain bosses and monsters, so I'm going for those as well. And on about 125 KC, this happens. So unfortunately, I let my arc light run out of charges during the task, so I've got to go recharge it. Luckily, I've got plenty of ancient shards, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And after a very long Slayer task, I finally finished this one. I decided to switch to Konar because I want the Brimstone Keys and we get Dark Beasts. Unfortunately, no imbued heart from this superior, but we do take keys. And then Konar decides to give us Smoke Devil, so we are heading off to the boss again. And 1000 KC. And on 1074 we get this dupe. And I get a hard clue, and I realize that I have not done the Moons of Ruin yet. So it's time to do another quest. So there's actually a pre-quest to this quest, so I've got to do that one real quick too. So these Perilous Moon bosses weren't that hard, but I didn't make any of the food in the dungeon themselves. I wasn't sure if that was wrong or not, but I just brought my own food. Fortunately, no good items from the lunar chest, but oh well. More importantly, we finished the quest and we could finish our hard clue. And then we headed back to Thermi to finish the Slayer task. We got to 1100 KC, and then we got another hard clue, so we did that and then went back. I finished the Slayer task, got another hard clue, so did the hard clue. Now, unfortunately, in this episode, I still have not gotten the araxxor Slayer task, so I'll probably continue that grind a little bit on the next episode. Do be sure to like and subscribe so you're notified on the next video. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.